I'm Elle with Age New Beginnings, and we have Carla. Hi,
Hi
Carla.
everyone. How are you? Sorry, on our last day, we are unable to go live through the Facebook and Zoom link. However, we are going to have an extraordinary day.
Yes,
We have Steve AllBright here with us today. Steve AllBright also played a very tremendous role in all of this coming about, and he's helped me tremendously with the back end, Zoom, Facebook, learning all the tech stuff. And so I am very thankful to you, Steve, and also to everybody who's helped me. As well, Steve is a coach, and he's not only a coach, he works with immediate results and teaching people how to create immediate instant results, moving through healing, pain, and blocks. So today's going to be quite an extraordinary day. I'm excited to have you on today as our finale. And so one other little backstory of how this all got started for those of you who don't know. On a Thursday night, Steve and I had a conversation, and he said, you need to get out there. 18 hours later, Ellen called me, and she says, I want to air something, and let's, maybe do something. And I said, what if we do something greater, bigger? And within 3 to 4 days, 22 days of transformation was launched. And everybody that we asked to participate, everybody said yes. And they gave their love, and they gave their passion. They gave everything that they had, and allowed spirit to move through them, and for the greater good of humanity. And so thank you to everybody, and Elle for being my cotton in the wind that just flies and says yes, my little fairy, because that was the push. And Steve for having the foresight and the wisdom. So anyway, so Steve, well, you now.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Carla. Yes, it's been a beautiful, wonderful journey, and I'm very excited to begin with Steve and to end with Steve, which is really phenomenal. And what was I going to say? Yeah, it's been a great journey. The only thing we didn't do yet is our morning prayer. Steve, do you want to begin the morning prayer?
I'm going to hand that off to Carla.
I forgot to mention that. All right, everyone. If you would just take a minute to close your eyes and just begin to center yourself a little bit. And as you inhale, you're just going to inhale love and exhale love. Inhale peace and exhale peace. Feel yourself connecting to Mother Earth and Father God. Feel that connection emerging deep within your heart and throughout every fiber of your being. As we go into gratitude and we feel the spirits moving, we call upon the angels of the 4 directions, the ascended masters, and our each individual guides, our angels, to come now and be present with us. We call upon the Holy Spirit and Saint Germain to come now and be present with us as well. And we give gratitude for all that is and all that is to come, for our greatest and highest good, all the prosperity, all the health, all the wealth, all the abundance, and the newness of who we are now and who we are becoming in the transcendence of life and love. And so be it.
Oh, and so be it. That was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I hope to God by the end of the day that this pain in my neck and the pain in the shoulder will dissipate with love. I had to put it out there because you know what? We're meant to be happy. We're meant to feel good. And the only thing that's stopping us is us. So I guess at this moment in time, I have to learn how to get out of my own way. But we're going to learn more about that with Steve. Yes, Steve.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting out of your own way, deleting things that no longer serve you. Getting rid of all those little blocks that come up. Let me think of a good example. Like, it's a beautiful day, you're driving down the road, tops down, the music is blasting, and all of a sudden you get some fucked up memory from when you were 15. Ever happened to you?
You mean
Yes.
life not being perfect?
Yeah.
You know, life is always perfect. I try to stay in the illusion. Yes, of course, you all do have memories.
So when it happened, did you pull over and deal with it? Or did you just turn the radio up, put your foot down, and keep going?
That's what I did because it felt
Okay.
so good to feel that wind and hear that music and be in that moment.
Okay. So all you did was at that point was just repress an emotion.
Correct.
You know, your body, your brain perpetually comes up with things that it wants answers to, like it does then. And if you repress it, you just put it back down, and eventually it grows bigger and bigger, and it does that whole Ghostbusters thing where it needs a bigger and bigger container until it finally explodes, right?
Correct.
So it's much better off to get rid of the problem by finding out what the answer is, and then the problem immediately goes away.
Right.
When the question gets answered, then it goes away. The pain goes away, the question goes away, the nagging feeling goes away, the irritation goes away, the blockage goes away.
I
Okay?
know.
Just that simple. And since you are the most sophisticated computer in the universe, I mean, you run millions of functions every day, okay? Automatically, you don't even have to think about it. You pump blood, you get rid of cells, you break down food, you feed the cells, you grow new cells, okay? All of that going on automatically, it's a blinking eyes, all right? And everything that you see in like sci-fi movies with computers and stuff all came from you. It's all on how your system works. So they reach up and they move things, pictures back and forth. Okay. You do the same thing when you're talking. You're just accessing where you hold information around you. Okay. Where you have memories that are stored when you're telling a story. Okay. It's the same thing. And everyone has the ability to do it. Okay. You just have to learn to strengthen yourself to be able to let it happen. All right. So it's just a matter of strengthening your physical intelligence. So your physical intelligence can get stronger with your feeling, your perception, your intuition. And then you'll be able to conquer any problem that comes up in yourself and as well, pretty much anyone else at the same time. And Elle, you have a problem in your shoulder, right?
And right up my neck, right into my skull, it is screaming intensely, and I can't.
Screaming intensely.
And I can't get my hand above my boob. Getting dressed is not fun. It's not even fun playing with myself because it hurts. And that was the best part of life.
Yeah, I have no comment for that last one. Okay.
I didn't even hair and makeup though.
You're on your own. We're going to work on the pain in the neck, though, and the pain in the shoulder.
Yeah.
But what I want you to do is just close your eyes and relax for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And take a look at your center line to your mind's eye. What would be the center? And taking a look at your shoulders, are they even with one another? Or is one farther out?
Let's see, the one that's in pain is higher and further forward a little bit.
Further forward a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes from a number of things. You have a number of blockages that you have to get rid of. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these things were things that came on because of a pandemic. Okay. You got the news, media, the bullshit, everybody's comments. All right. And it begins to weigh on everybody. Okay. So that whole communal effect, you just want to delete down to zero minus infinity. Okay. All of the fears that are related to it, you want to delete out completely too. So I'm just doing this without explaining it to you so it gets done in a hurry for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you can go back to playing with yourself, because otherwise this would just be no fun at all. And then you want to also part of the problem is when you get into a pandemic, pandemics tend to, of this nature, tend to work on the gastro area, the digestive system, and the lower intestines. So when you're not eating correctly, okay, and you're not eating really good foods and the way you normally would, because everybody's eating a lot of junk foods and eating a lot of salted meats because they're home a lot, okay? You're making it more difficult for your body break down food in order to feed itself and to regenerate itself. So you want to delete out that problem down to zero, okay? And you want to strengthen your lymph system, which gets rid of the waste in your system, 100% plus infinite potential, so it can remove all the waste. And the faster that it removes all the waste out of all the portals, some of which you know, and then under your arms, in between all your fingers and sweat glands underneath here, okay? When it removes that waste faster, then it can rebuild cells faster by taking in the nutrients. So moving forward, you want to eat a lot more of natural foods, foods that can be broken down faster, so it can rebuild all of the cells which are damaged, okay? And then you want to work on getting rid of the block, which is actually in your left leg, in the upper left leg, sort of close to the artery. And what that's doing is it's putting a lot of pressure onto the artery, so the blood doesn't flow as well as it should. So you want to increase the ability for blood flow so that it moves through the body faster, so all the cells can get fed by doing that and getting rid of that block. And that block goes back to fears that you have, some from you, but mostly from your ancestors. And those fears being that they don't like being quarantined. They don't like being held into one place, and there's a fear that's associated with that, okay? So we just delete out that fear down to zero minus infinity, delete out the communal effect from the ancestral level, so that the spirit level can begin to clear itself out, okay? So that they're not all in fighting each other during that period, okay? And then strengthen your physical intelligence to your higher intelligence, okay? And as you do that more and more, you get stronger with your feeling, your perception, your intuition with other people, which then allows you to help other people even faster than you do now. But I'm curious, when you look at the situation that you have with your shoulder right now, is it the same or different?
It is, it's different, but it's still there.
Okay. Well, different is always better. That means you're making improvement. Okay. And part of why it's still there is because you remembered it. Okay. And you're remembering it with your mind. So what you want to do is delete out the mind entirely, because the mind has never had a good idea. The mind is nothing but questions. It questions everything. Every good idea came from your brain, came from your physical intelligence. Okay. Every tremendous idea you ever had came from that. So just take and put your mind to the side, let it drift off to the side, and let your physical intelligence take and go through your body, strengthen your shoulder, and allow your shoulder, which was out a little ways from, to go back to using the correct muscles. Because since you had this incident, all right, your shoulder is using the wrong muscles in order to move, because your body will always move because you tell it to. And it will find a way to do it, even if it's completely wrong and even if it creates pain. So you go back to resetting so that the correct muscles are working the shoulder so that it sits back down to where it is. And when you look at it in your mind's eye at your shoulders, where are they in relation to the center line in your center line?
Well, let's see, this is that shoulder, so it still looks a little higher. Trying to balance that up.
Don't close your eyes and take a look at your shoulders. And in your mind's eye, look and see where they are centered with the center line.
You know, it's wild because in my mind's eye, it feels lower. And in my mind's eye, I can feel sadness there,
Mhm.
and my ear screaming. But if I look at the image in the camera, it shows that that shoulder is higher.
Mhm. Okay. And are they about the same distance from the middle, or is one farther off?
I think it's
Just
probably,
the shoulders. Don't try and just take a look and see where it is. It's don't try and figure it out. Okay, the screaming is not from the shoulder.
it's pretty close to being balanced, but
Because
it's a little
the
tinky.
screaming, the
Yeah.
screaming itself is from the neck. It's not from the shoulder. Okay, and the screaming comes from the effects of taking in everyone's stories since this began. Now you're always taking it in because of the nature of the work that you do. Okay, but when the pandemic came along and everybody's fears got jumped from where they are here to like way the fuck up here, and it all gets dumped on you. Okay, all of them dumping on you, and you do it with a smile. All right, we all do it with a smile. Okay, and in helping them get through it and helping them get to the next level. Okay, but we take a lot of it in, and oftentimes we forget that we have to expel that stuff out. Okay, and there's numerous crystals that people use to expel things that they take in when they're working on other people. But consciously, you have to remember to just remove that from your system as well,
Yeah.
because these are little bits that they'll get caught in with like little pieces of waste. Okay, and they get caught into the like minute quantum spaces in the body. Okay, and some of those which you have are in the neck. So what we want to do is through tensing and untensing, we want to tense it so that it crushes down into the quantum level. Okay, any of that remaining fears you've taken on from it, any other people, as well as any remaining waste from your system that didn't follow out as it should and gets caught in little places. Okay, so delete all that down to zero minus infinity. So that's completely out of the quantum space. You don't want that hanging around, because eventually what happens is the system will just form like a layer of skin over it. And that's how you begin with polyps and tumors and stuff like that. So just immediately, for everybody who's on here, just crush all that out of the quantum level down to zero minus infinity, so all it's completely gone. So the waste system in everybody's bodies is working 100% plus infinite potential, working at the highest rate so that they can take in the nutrients they need and feed all the cells and remain healthy all the way to the top. So now when you roll your shoulders, how do they feel?
Um, it feels a slight better, but I could still feel in this area um, like it's holding on tight. Yeah,
Like it's pulling on tight?
it's holding on tight and pinching.
Okay. And again, that goes back to the memory that you're holding on into the mind.
Mm.
You want to let that go from the mind and delete that down to zero minus infinity. So with your left hand, just reach your left hand up. And then let your left hand down. And then reach your right hand up.
It doesn't want to go higher than here.
Yes, it does. Let it. Just let it go up. Delete out the memory of what you used to have in the pain, and then just let your arm float up. So you're already at like 100% higher than you could do before.
It's
Okay.
not going to go.
And as it continues, okay, out through the course of the day, it's going to continue to get rid of the waste and whatnot that it's been holding in that area. And as it does that, and as you begin to realize You can just release your mind, okay? And the memory of it, okay? That will completely dissipate in very short order. But how does your neck feel?
My neck and ear still throbbing.
Still throbbing?
Mm.
Still throbbing, but no screaming?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hmm.
Okay. So put your hand down.
Okay.
Okay. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And just allow all those areas of weakness to begin to repair themselves while you watch with your eyes closed. Allow them to just begin to dissipate like dripping fat. Okay. Allow them to just fall. All right. Allow them to get caught into the system, that little river from your lymphatic system, and pull them out of your body. Allow them to go right down through your body, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down through your feet, out through the floor, into the ground, and just let it go down and clean it out. Kind of feels like scrubbing bubbles in between all the stuff. Cleaning out all the dead cells, cleaning out anything that's in the way, cleaning out all the waste. And it just falls, goes deeper, right down into the ground, where it gets regenerated into other energy. And take that healing color you have, you know, that favorite one, and just allow it to come down through your head and begin to repair things in your neck and down through your shoulder and move down through your entire body. And any other areas that you see, you can just breathe that color directly through all the affected areas. So you breathe it in through those areas and then exhale it out your mouth. Exhale all the old energy right out of you. Inhale it through any of the spots that you find anyway through your body, and exhale it all the way out your body. And just that quickly, all those problems begin to melt away like an ice cube that you're pouring hot water over until all of those pains are completely gone. When they all dissipate, just open your eyes. So if you were at 100 before, where are you at now?
38. Still,
Amazing, huh?
it is. I know.
Amazing.
Yes.
And all the rest of it just completely takes care of itself. The other part of it, which is kind of associated to, normally people get it in the lower back, but sometimes in the higher back, comes from when people start to have fears over finance, which everybody has. Given the pandemic and what's going on and businesses not working the way they should and everything else. So they start to come in. So you want to immediately just squash those down to 0 minus infinity, knowing that those things are going to come back and businesses will come back. And whether or not it's the same business, different business, it will always come back at a rate that's higher and better for not only you and other people. So you just delete out all those fears down to 0 minus infinity. The cool thing is when you delete it out to zero, they don't come back. When they go to minus infinity, that shit will never come back. Okay, so once you delete all those out, you can strengthen your entire back. Strengthening your back then puts the strength back in your lower back, which holds up your shoulder, which holds you back in the position that you should be feeling. Why are you all of a sudden smiling?
Because I'm loving that I normally do this for someone else and you're doing it for me, and I feel very blessed, and I'm feeling like other people are experiencing it along with me, so I'm feeling like you're doing infinite healings at this moment in time, so I feel blessed to be part of the infinite.
It's only you. No one else is getting a thing from this. It's only you. Okay. Yeah, and it just continues to feel better. How different do you feel now from when you first got on the phone with me? Because you sound completely different.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel 38, and 38 is not too shabby. It's pretty fabulous. And so as I continue with the rest of the beautiful experience you choose to share, I'm going to keep envisioning the most beautiful, teal, loving, healing light, new earth colors, rejuvenating every cell.
Good. So I'm going to do a little thing here and just sort of set your mind to the side, okay, which is kind of for everybody. Well, it is for everybody, but you're going to get a lot out of it. Okay?
Thank you.
And I got to find a song here. You guys hear that?
Not yet.
Yeah? No?
Mm-mm.
Increase the volume, Steve.
Huh?
Increase the volume. And whatever you're trying to do, increase the volume.
Well, I guess that'll have to be close enough because that's all the way up. I have no idea what the song is, so it'll probably just go blasting out on me in a little while anyway. All right, so anyway, just
Play the music on your phone instead of on the computer. We'll
it is playing on the phone.
Ooh, bring the phone closer to the speaker, to the mic.
Some days are like that.
I know.
Try bringing it around to this side.
Ah,
Go.
you heard a little something, something.
Little something, something, something.
Yeah.
Something, something. All right, so just relax. Close your eyes. Everybody just close your eyes. All right. And stop for a minute. Take a deep breath in. Let it out with a moan.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to contemplate what it would be like to feel just all powerful, to just have the entire universe obey you so that it defers to you. It does what you say with or without. You're asking it to do this. And contemplate, if you will, what that would be like and what it feels like without the human emotion or the ego. It just is. And just be totally in that energy. And then maybe wrapping that energy around you. And imagine the most powerful, loving force that could possibly be. That's right. And if there were a color connected to those two powers and those two elements, what would it be? And breathe them into your heart and fill your body with it. In every cell, their sound, their taste, a smell. And now merge into that. Being eternal, having no beginning, no end, having always existed and never existed at the same time. Infinite. That's right. Might there be a color or a frequency or a set of colors, a sound, a taste, a smell? And breathe those through your whole body and into your heart. And finally, what would it be like to be all-knowing? Be the source and the receiver of all things. To know, to understand from everywhere simultaneously. From the biggest picture to the smallest detail. And what's the color? Their sound, their feeling, their smell. Breathe them all into your heart, as well as bring all of those wonderful attributes and merge them fully. And then move your consciousness into the center of it. Find the center of that and merge with it. And just go deeper and deeper and deeper in until that space is as big as the entire universe. And just keep going deeper and experience it. Just be there. Breathe all four of those wonderful attributes and merge them fully. And then close your eyes. Move consciousness again into the center of it. Merge and go deeper, deeper and deeper in. Let it keep expanding until it's as big as the entire universe. Just keep going in and experiencing it. Just be there. And as you go deeper in, allow that power, that love, that knowledge to expand outwards as you grow inwards, encompassing everything. And just be. Just be. And when you're ready, come on back.
That was incredible.
Wow.
That was phenomenal, huh, Carla?
It was amazing. I'm
Mm.
still not back yet. I'm just kind of, my eyes are open, but I'm still not back yet. We ended up going live on Facebook just as the meditation started.
Yeah,
So,
I was afraid to stop the Facebook Live. I saw that too.
so Steve, when can you explain a little bit about how to bring something down to zero and then subtract that into the negative of infinite? How do you do that in your meditation? Or so, like, let's say I have a problem in my back, my lower back. How would I go into that pain and then bring it down to zero, into the infinite of zero?
Well, like all things with a computer, things are ones and zeros. There's strengths and weaknesses, okay? And the greatest thing that you'll ever learn how to do, besides being neutral, is the ability to delete out things that no longer serve you. Okay. And just by using your physical intelligence, your brain, all right, you're able to control that. And you can just, by directing it, some people direct it into the center line, which is connected, all right, to the physical intelligence, right, which is your spinal cord and spinal fluids, which basically run everything in your body. And you'll move it. But like computers now, you can just talk to it. So simply by telling it to drop to 0 minus infinity, you begin to process it. And the moment you start to process something, okay, it immediately starts to go down and dissipate and go away. That's a really short explanation. And I do a whole course for showing people exactly how to do it, to be able to get really good at doing it. And it's something that I spent years learning to do from a Shaolin grandmaster on processes that go back like 3,500 years.
Wow. When do you have your next course coming up?
I am putting that together. It's kind of hanging because of everything that's going on with everybody. And I'll probably wait and release it out when things, well, I won't say everything will become normal because they'll never go back to being normal. But when people have the ability to go back out and you know, live their lives a little differently than just at home.
Okay.
So probably in like a couple weeks to a month.
Okay.
Yeah, if anything, people can totally connect, make the time, and utilize it now because of everybody is holding on to something. And it doesn't feel good. So having that beautiful, exquisite essence of cleansing, clearing, deleting, envisioning that thing going down to that level, going down to the infinite is beautiful.
Yeah. And it's, you know, neutral is good. It means that you no longer are doing things being affected by the positive or the negative. Okay. And while it's better to be positive, negative, okay, there's always more negatives than positives. So when you can go through making your decisions in life from being in a neutral standpoint, you just know where to make them, you know, and you learn to get rid of things very quickly, be it karmas or misinformation, misinterpretations, misconceptions, negative thinking. You can strengthen your physical intelligence. You can strengthen your physical body from the inside out, and having it work more efficiently and making sure that you don't have things that slow you down. I mean, there's so many things that we've eliminated for people and gotten rid of, and from minor little things like blockages to quote unquote things that can't be reversed. And they can be reversed very quickly.
It's so funny thinking and being in a sense of normally being a very, very, very positive place, thinking, and I guess it's the whole essence of not thinking. And normally I'm in that being place, but we are in this human place. So energetically, I can connect and give love and help people dissipate all that intensity and that energy. But it was lovely to experience it with you. That was really beautiful. Thank you.
You are most welcome.
So
You are most welcome. And what I'm curious about, since I get the honor of being last, is what happens next.
Yeah, that's what me and Carla, we were talking about. We were talking about taking a little bit of a break to try to process all the stuff that we've been doing. A break on and because it has been a very, I mean, part of me, it feels almost like part of me waking up and getting ready for this and moving forward and doing it through the day. But it does doesn't leave a lot of room for what we would normally leave room for. Things in our life that create money, create abundance, more time with family, or more time with just being out in nature. So we're probably going to spend at least a week of just unwinding and purifying and things like that. And then we were talking about maybe once every other week or maybe a couple times a week, bringing in some magical people and helping people through things if they so desire, that we're a vehicle of love. What do you think, Carla?
Yeah, we're on the page. We definitely, like Ellen said, we have talked about it, and you know, so much energy has come through and so much love has come through, but so much spiritual energy has come through. So now it's about us too, accepting the downloads, accepting what's come in and processing through it. You know, as we put this together so quickly and we just kind of jumped off the cliff, we didn't take into account that, you know what, 22 days is a lot of energy to hold. 22 days is it's massive. It's massive. And when we have such amazing high vibrational people coming on, like we almost kind of, you know, you almost blow yourself up a little bit because it's so much. And now we need to kind of come back into balance. And when we come back into that place of balance, then we'll get the next vision to how we're going to proceed, how we'll move forward. Because I know in my own physical body, as I'm transforming and things are changing and shifting, I definitely feel the energy in my body is shifting and changing. The energy in my environment is shifting and changing. I see a difference in my fiance. And so everything in my environment is shifting and changing. So I need to kind of allow time for that to come into its own space. And I think for us all, and now one thing too, I want to touch upon, Lynn had come on and she's a channel and she channeled the Blessed Mother in May 10th. And she said that the Blessed Mother and Mary Magdalene were going to be holding a certain space for us for what is going on for the next 11 days. So that will stop, you know, that puts us at the 33rd day. So energetically, Spirit, the Ascended Masters, they're still holding a great amount of space to allow that transformation to take place inside of each and every one of us. So we need to kind of let that meld. And then once we let that meld, we'll see how Spirit moves. So we might do the one day, once a week. We might do, you know, twice a week, once a month. So we'll play around and see, but we have to just come back into that place of alignment and see where that journey is going to take us. But I love doing
The
what
cool part about continuing doing it is like it's kind of like a GPS. And you know, as long as you're moving, GPS can get you there. It's when you stop that it's searching around and looking for a direction to go, just to be able to. There will always be things that change. You guys have been through totally amazing what's happened over 22 days and the people that have been on there and everything that's happened. I mean, you guys have done an incredible job. So give yourselves a round of applause. And I'm sure whatever comes after this is just going to be phenomenal, whatever it is.
Right.
Thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you for being a part of it. I mean, certainly Ellen and I have had a lot of sisterly love experiences. And, you know, it was hard because, right, when we dove into this, Ellen and I discovered that we've only had our contact base was maybe 4 times throughout the course of 5 years. And that meant we needed to learn a lot about each other very quickly and also harness that pure loving energy that we felt called to bring in, you know. And, you know, when you, Steve, set that thing in motion and then Ellen got that hit, I hadn't spoken to Ellen for maybe 1.5 years or 2 years. And so everything in that 18-hour span from our conversation to Ellen calling and then this coming into fruition, it was so many divine factors that made this happen. And we just said yes, did it, and ran. And it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Been very amazing. It's been a pleasure to watch what you did from the first conversation, okay, where you were very quiet and reserved and you know had doubt about coming out, to what happened right after that, which is truly amazing, and everything that's come with little pieces that everybody was able to get from everyone that was on along the way, is and little revelations from different people from different standpoints. It's just been beautiful, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
I
it
look
was.
forward to the next.
I don't know if Carla noticed anything with me, but I noticed with Carla, it was fun to see her do light language live. It was fun for me to watch her do the beautiful meditations live. I know during this whole process, meditations that I would normally do like this, I guess I was collectively feeling more and more and more, where I wasn't able to be as on point as I normally am. You know, intuitively, I'm always great, but I guess my body, you know, I teach that you be in this beautiful bubble of light and protection, the essence of all that is. But sometimes you just let everything go, and you absorb it all, become this big sponge. And yeah, I'm feeling like at this moment in time with the process I did with Steve, I feel like I'm energetically purging a lot of that stuff. And that feels great.
Well, I'll tell you,
Beautiful.
your shoulder dropped down.
Yeah, it did.
You can see it, like really see how much it dropped down.
Amazing. Got the pain levels down too, huh?
Big time, Bobby, big time.
The smile's gotten a lot bigger too.
It's become more real.
And that's what it's all about, getting immediate results. It's amazing what I don't have time or patience for with certain people in the world anymore that want to do things and wait and see what happens. I just
Yeah. Well, for you to know the world adores you and is in alignment with what you're doing, and you do make an incredible difference. So if your heart should align with projecting your program and moving forward, anything we can do to support that, we'd be excited to.
well, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And you know, the videos are going to always be up for everyone that's looking, you know, today. The videos will always be up. I'm gonna look into trying to make something where everybody can see all the speakers and the dates that they were on, and then see the videos as well, so that and then some key points, so that if there's something that you want to see, you'll know, like a table of contents, so to speak. You'll know how to get there quickly. And I encourage everyone to just review the videos, keep going back, look at them. Even if you say, you know what, you look at everyone's picture and you say, I want to find Steve, and you click on and you look at it for a minute, just trust that even if you fast forward, there's something in there for you to see, to hit home, to allow something to hit home. So I really encourage everyone to just take that moment when you get that hit, you need to come back to center, just click on a video, go scroll through, see who's on, see who you want to connect to, and connect into that energy in that moment, and know that you're being led to hear the message that you need to receive in this moment to help you move forward, or remember where you need to travel to. And yeah, so I'm excited to see where we go.
Steve, let's hear more about you and the stuff you do.
More about me.
Yeah.
More about me.
How did
What
you
do I
make that
do?
shaman?
Yeah. How did this all come about in your life?
What?
How did this whole spirituality, intuitive, how did your journey begin?
Oh, well, my journey began, or I even knew it began way back when I was young, and I got into an accident and they wanted to cut off my leg. And I had a big fight with the doctor over it, and I won because I kept my leg, and they told me it would never be able to work, and somehow I knew it would be. And so it was kind of the first steps that just kind of brought me through it, and then I went to people to me where I learned a lot, and then started doing a lot of things with NLP. And NLP is like a bear, and it's really slow. It's effective, but it's a bear and really slow. And hypnosis, that was faster, and I just progressively kept adding things until it could be immediate, because I don't have the patience in people. I can't make it a 40-hour seminar. All right, I just immediately go in and start getting rid of the problem for people. That's the story.
Tell us how you met this shaman that you worked with that taught you a lot and passed down ancient wisdom.
His stuff is just totally incredible, and went on for years of listening to his stuff and going through, and for the longest time it was like I was using my mind and trying to make sense. And when I finally quit doing that, things started to make sense. Of course, I can be a little thick-headed myself, so it took a while to do. I'm not sure anymore exactly how it came about that I found him. It's like a lot of things with me, it's the universe kind of puts things in front of you when you need them. And then you start following certain paths. And I've learned over time that when things get placed in front of me, I tend to take a look at them and see how they can be helpful. And it was very helpful.
That's why I did the things I did too. I smashed my tailbone and got coccydynia, and it doesn't feel good to be in pain, so you learn how to get over it, and you start learning more and more processes to be a better you. And now the ancient process that you were just talking about with the infinite and that level, can you go a little bit more into that?
No. No, because there's no way for me to quickly explain it to you. Okay. Other than it's a process of deletions. And in some cases, like even in doing it with you, there's sometimes it can be one or two deletions that happen, and sometimes there can be thousands of deletions that happen in the background. And I don't sit there and tell you about all of them that are occurring as it does, so that it can happen even faster. It's a process that you learn. And you actually don't even learn it because you actually came with it. It was just never explained to you. And the moment that you open yourself up to it, it just becomes a part of you.
I got a vision of an editing board. So you might be saying certain things, and with the editing board in your inner mind, it's like you're shifting levels. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, I can see that. And it is true. There are different levels of things that where you go through in different systems, like when we spoke earlier with yours, with going through the digestive system. And at the same time, I'm saying digestive system to you, but I'm going through each of the organs and going right down the line and making deletions so the blockages aren't there, so that things can flow faster, to get rid of the waste so you can take things in and replenish all of your cells. The hardest thing to do in any of what I do is to actually explain it, because it slows it down. So yeah, I sort of step over things in stuff like this, where it's kind of like a demonstration, so that people have an idea of what it is.
Right.
Because people get a little wooed out when you just kind of walk up to them and go, and it's done, and they go, "What'd you do?" And yes, you can do that too. You can affect change and help people in numerous ways with never even telling them. And I've used that with clients with hypnosis for years, where you just, you know, in between, you go into hypnosis to put the mind to the side so that the subconscious can go and make changes. Okay. But at the same time, you can instantly do it, and people get changed like that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm still going through that zone and that mode, and I'm still feeling my structural stuff shifting and changing. Um, but yeah, I mean, on many levels, I can comprehend because I do things to a similar but not exact, not to what you do, because what you do is you know, it's special, it's unique, it's yours. But yeah, our bodies are pretty magnificent, and the more that we, I guess, let go, especially the deeper and deeper within, and that's what this time is really all about. You know, no matter what's going on around us, to try to lower those levels of intensity so we can really have fun with the here and now.
Yes, absolutely. And it doesn't matter who you believe the creator was, okay? But believe in the fact that when they created you, it came with everything you need to fix yourself and repair anything, virtually anything. And that can be done. I mean, it was all there. It was all encased, and you do it day in and day out on systems that you don't even know that you're doing, in repairing in little minute, you know, veins inside of your body, and that, you know, it just does it automatically into supplying fluid to your eyes so they don't dry out. So yes, the other things, and to be able to clear a blockage for you is nothing. You just have to realize that.
True, true that. You know, it's wild that if people realize that addictions, depression, all of those things, that if they're able to connect to the right individual, that they can live life without meds, without anything controlling them.
True, true. It's all information that goes into the brain, and the information is the same. It's ones and zeros, like a computer. Okay. If somebody takes you outside and they beat on your butt and you like it, it goes in one way. And if they do that and you don't like it, it goes in another way, because it's tied to the emotion that you put in there. And the emotions are then what goes and gets repressed. So if you do things from the standpoint of being neutral and not using emotions, either positive or negative, then guess what? It's the clean energy that goes in. And you can intuitively go and make the decisions that you need to make. You know what to do. There's not like a whole lot of question. You just know. Boom.
Yeah, well, pretty amazing and pretty brilliant. And I think people just have to get that, know that.
Right. So, Steve, that neutral place, you know, some people don't even know what that neutral place is, right? And because we've been trained to have an emotion of either a positive emotion or a negative emotion. You know, we live on either a positive side or a negative side. So, for people that don't understand what that neutrality is or what it looks like, can you kind of describe that a little bit? What that
Yeah,
may look like?
it's not either side, it's the middle.
So you're not feeling happy or sad. You're just saying, okay, and I know all is well, and just moving.
And intuitively in your system, you know exactly what to do. Okay, you're not influenced by the emotions, because the emotions, when it comes to making decisions, are useless, whether positive or negative. They're really no help to it, but they will affect it. And for a lot of people, negative emotions in particular will affect them to the point of where they can't make a decision, pick a direction, or move forward. Okay. And when you can just let them go to the side where you're not using either one, okay, you're just moving forward and you're not using either one, it's pure, safe, and clear, clean. It's just energy that goes in. You're not drifted to one side or the other.
Right.
Okay. Positive versus negative. Is it better to be positive than negative? Yes. Okay. Positive is good, but for every positive, there's 10,000 negatives. So if you remain on something too high on positive, then you have to offset all the negatives. And that's why a lot of people, when they go to large events and whatnot, and they get all hyped up and they're full of energy and everything is great, blah, 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 blah. 4 days later, they start to come down. 2 weeks later, they're jonesing for the next event because they've reached this artificial peak where it's the emotion that's playing into it. Okay. If you go through it without emotions, okay, then boom, you know exactly what to do. You can scan yourself, notice where the problem is, and you can answer the question, and already it's done.
Now, is there anybody out there that has questions they might want to ask Steve? Because he is here to assist. So feel free to ask questions. Let's see, in the chat room, there's 7 things over there pending. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Carrie. That's beautiful. She's going to try to send some Reiki to me later. I love that. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Ellen. Let's see. Integrate with what's happened. Keeping the moment going. Let the light lead you. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful.
And that's okay if there's not, because the weed whackers for the gardeners are getting closer. So it's going to get loud here. So
we don't hear anything, thank God. That's amazing. And I have that happening by me too. And I'm so thrilled that the universe is keeping this very sacred. Now, when Rob was talking yesterday, he was also talking about light and darkness and staying in that neutral place too. You know, so it's not getting caught up one way or another, and not making a decision is making a decision. So it's just being in a balanced place of peace and trusting. Is that how you would?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and you just, how can I explain it? You just know. All right. By using your physical intelligence, not using your mind, your physical intelligence is already connected to the higher intelligence, and is what allows you to connect with other people. So you just have the ability to know and move forward.
Yeah. I had a vision as you were talking, and it's kind of like when you're in the ocean and you're swimming, and the current is pushing you to go to one way, and you feel like you're going out in the water and you can't get back. It's kind of like when you panic, you wear yourself out and you get tired, and God forbid something can happen. So it's keeping your self in a neutral place and just kind of trusting until you're the current moves you to a place that you can move forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see that a little bit. Yeah, I can see that. I view it more as it's neutral is more of an elevated place. And I view it more as the place where the creator is. Okay, can you imagine the creator, whoever you believe the creator is, going through and making decisions based on emotions?
No, absolutely not.
So I view neutrality as being the highest, best place to be. That's going to twist your mind later.
Yes.
Go ahead, Carla. Go ahead, love.
Yes, because neutrality is, I heard about it, over time, but, and I thought of it as, coming into that zero place. And this seems to be a little bit different. So I'm curious to learn over the next few days how that neutral place, to be conscious of being in that neutral place, how that's going to shift my thoughts, my perceptions, my feelings, my emotions, especially when, everything that's going on in the world, you hear about this going on, who wants to do this, who wants to control that, and how if I can be in that neutral place of okay and tap into myself on a greater level and not have the reaction, where that's going to place me is going to be very interesting, because sometimes I find that I get caught up in what I hear, what I see, and what I read, and it sets my emotions off into a different place. And then I spend a lot of time, right, trying to cleanse my energy field, and to be able to instantly do that because I found that place of neutral. I'm excited to see what that's going to do, where that's going to go.
You're gonna love it. Okay, you got to remember, going back, that he who controls the media controls the masses. So the media is always controlled, okay, by someone else. And in all of the stations that you looked at, or that you can possibly watch, and every now and then somebody puts together a clip where they're all saying exactly the same thing, because it's true. They say exactly the same thing, okay, because it's pre-programmed. But you have, hundreds and hundreds of stations, okay, and then they put a little twist, but the one sentence or two sentence piece is always exactly word for word. And when you get away from what the media sells, which is fear and blood, which is what they put up in front of everybody. So they'll keep this going forever, or for as long as they can, because the more that they can scare you, the more people that are watching the program, and the more that they can control with where you go to buy and everything else. Okay. So you let it go. You turn it on to see what's going on, and boom, that's it. You put it down. You don't have to continue to read about it all day long. You don't have to watch it all day long. You just need to know a few minutes to know exactly what's going on in the world, and then move forward. I don't even have a television. I haven't had a television in my house in 10 years, 12 years.
Neither have I since I was 17 years old, 18. No TV for me.
Yeah. And I mean, and I'll tell you when mine came out was on when the World Trade Center happened, because I think I watched that clip in that morning, because I was actually watching it at the time, for like 5 straight hours, and said, well, this is ridiculous, and then got rid of the television. Just watching the same thing repetitively. Yeah. And that's the control of media goes through far more things than just the news. I mean, that can be true with influences from certain government pieces that have been in movies, in video clips, and games, and all along. So you pay attention to what's around you.
Absolutely.
And then you just move forward with what is right for you.
Mm-hmm. So true. I mean, I remember when I first got rid of the TV, I used to love to just lay in bed and watch Lifetime, the Lifetime channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was an episode on about a girl who had a boyfriend, and the best friend cheated with that, And I thought, I remember laying there and being like, oh my God, could you imagine if that happened to me? Well, don't you know? Months later, that's exactly what happened. And I was like, okay, then, isn't this interesting? And then, so that was the one thing that happened. And then the next thing that happened was, I used to like to have dinner parties, and here I am cooking, and everyone's eating, and I'm cleaning, and then all of a sudden everyone's gone. And I'm like, wait a second. So the TV came out, because then I realized that, one, I'm not present. Nobody is present. We're watching a show. We're not present. We're not engaging together. And two, that by my thoughts and by me thinking, oh my God, could you imagine if that happened to me? And feeling that, like I cried about it. And then all of a sudden it happened. And I was like, oh my God. So those were my my epiphanies that took the TV out. Crazy stuff.
Good plan. And I don't miss it. I mean, if there's something I need to see and it's on Netflix, well, then so be it.
I think a lot of things happen also with maturity. And as you
Right.
get older, you don't take as many things to heart, and you let a lot of things go. But I also think a lot of things have to do with faith, and
Oh,
normally always being in that place of trusting that God's got you, that you're always supported in love. So whenever I do the hypnotherapy, and I'm sure when Carla does too, it's that envisioning, connecting to what people or that inner child needs to experience to feel that sense of safety. Now I wonder if we
You lost
lost Steve,
Steve.
because
we lost Steve. I'm going
no,
to,
he
I'm
was
gonna
amazing,
a
and he was.
second to see if he hops back on. If not, I'll call him through the phone because I noticed that his internet was slowing up. So maybe he was starting to have a bad connection as well. Um, so is there any, for everyone that's out here on the Facebook, is there any questions, anything that you want to ask us, Ellen and I, Vince, anything that you want to ask, or share? We would love to have your feedback. So please share with us. Julian says, yes, beautifully said. Non-judgment neutrality is a huge place to be living in right now.
Yeah. Mm, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm trying to envision what Julian would say. So we're 5, which is May. So that's moving forward. And then the 1 and the 3 is 4. So that's stability. And also 2020. It's that seeing that stability as well. So we create our reality. So if we can see what and imagine and connect with, and how can I say it, to the point that we're just like what Vince was doing. If you can see yourself in a position, um, whether you're on a beach somewhere, you can create it, because your mind, the law of attraction, we can co-create whatever we want. But if we have those feelings, I can't, it is impossible, I have limited finances, I have limited this, those thoughts will create that limitations. So it's living in a place that you design to realize limits is just something that we put on ourselves.
Right.
Vince, do you want to add anything to that?
I might say that you're 100% right, but I try, let me rephrase that. I work on always speaking in the positive. So instead of saying limited thoughts, um, it's creative thoughts. We have creative thoughts, which we have the ability to change anytime we want to. So um, if you're working on getting into a good place and you envision yourself somewhere, you have to hear and see and taste and smell all the wonder of being on that beach, as an example, as my shirt fades out
You know, like it's swimming down that. It's very
I'm in a
cool.
higher thought process. So anyway, the process would be, when you're seeing yourself on that beach, there is no lesser thoughts. It's all, you can smell the ocean salt. You can feel the breeze. You can uh, taste the air and enjoy the process and allow your inner being to be much more than it is. So you have to get rid of anything that's less than positive. when you're doing it. And it takes a little bit of training and it takes a little bit of thought, but you can do it. You hear me sometimes say the word TRY, and I don't like to use that word because it means failure. So when I catch myself saying it, I try to stop myself. See, I did it again. I work on stopping myself from doing it.
Now, what does TRY stand for?
It's just spelled
Try.
like try. It's the word try.
Oh, yeah, I don't
Try
resonate.
is failure. You
Try
can't
is
succeed if you're trying to do something.
right, like wanting, trying, those are all words that you haven't obtained what your goal was.
Right. So you're working at something. You're working at reaching your goal. You're processing the things that you need to process. When Steve does his work, his clients need to let go of who they are. They need to allow his voice to guide their mind. So when Steve taught me the process, I would tense the center of my chest and I would hold that tension in my heart and in the center of my chest and allow it to spread the energy throughout my body. When I do that, even as I'm sitting here now, I'm doing it, I instantly get this sense of release. So he has helped me tremendously. I've watched him help other people because they allow him to guide them where they have to be instead of allowing their own minds to get in the way of it. So I don't know what else to say. Steve's back. Hi, Steve.
Hi. I have a technical tip for you.
Ouch. No, I
If you
know.
use- If you're using your phone for the internet, make sure you plug it in.
Is that what?
Plug it into
Because
source.
when it runs out, it just goes, boom, done.
Okay.
Now, Steve, I want to ask you something. I'm feeling like the back of my head, like are you familiar with Yakuput?
With the what?
Yakuput. In other words, it's like the Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling
That would probably be right about here, Steve.
yes, exactly,
Like
exactly.
where the occipital bone is?
Yeah. Now, did you do anything along with those envisioning with that or no?
Well, you know, it may have been connected with the problem that was in your neck, too.
I think it was.
How different does it feel now?
Tremendously different. I'm not feeling the pain. I just feel discomfort in certain areas. I'm still, the arm is still locked yet. I mean, if you could do anything to say something to make my arm move up, that would be cool. But the screaming I don't feel, and the
arm being locked is what's in your mind and remembering it right now. Because when you weren't thinking about it earlier, when you were talking, you were using both hands and they were up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the only time that kicks in right now with your arm is when you use your mind to think about it. And when you don't, when you're just in the course of it, your hands were already up here. So you know, quit using the mind. I equate the mind. The mind is you want my definition of the mind?
oh, please do.
Okay. It's an old Jewish mother-in-law. There are no answers. There are only questions. Okay.
You forgot the blame.
And
Well,
the guilt owing.
Guild.
yeah. So there's no answer when you use your mind. There's no answers that come from it. Every great idea has come from your brain. It comes from your physical intelligence. And sometimes when it happens and you go like, wow, where the hell did that come from? Okay. It's not so amazing. If you just set your mind to the side, you could do that all day long with amazing ideas. Imagine that.
Imagine.
I'm trying to imagine what he would suggest to make my arm want to move.
Imagine. Imagine.
Yeah.
Release, release.
Ellen, was there ever a time that the arm did go all the way up?
Always, it always went up.
Okay.
What did it look like when it went all the way up?
What did it look like?
Yeah.
Like
Show me.
I'm trying to.
Oh, what's that word you're not supposed to use
I
anymore?
know trying is the day. Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. Shouldn't hurt.
It doesn't. It feels better and better and better and better and better and better.
Better and better. Okay. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you close your eyes and you look at that shoulder, what color is the energy?
Red.
Pull all that red energy out and put it in front of you. Just physically take your hand and grab it and pull it out and put it in front of you. Do you get all of it? Look behind everything. Sometimes that shit hides.
I'm scraping that stuff the hell out.
You get it all out?
Yeah.
Did you look
Now
under your arm?
hold it in both hands in front of you. And when you're looking at it, is it the same color or did it change?
It changed.
Change. What color is it now?
This mushy white and pink stuff.
Mushy white and pink. Cool. And when you're looking at it, it's turning in a direction. Which direction is it turning?
Outward.
Okay, so what I want you to take your hands, I want you to turn it in the opposite direction that it's moving. And then spin it faster in that opposite direction, and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Keep spinning it faster and faster. Now 200 times faster, now 2,000 times faster. Keep spinning it faster, faster, faster until it absolutely can no longer be what it is. And when you know that that energy can no longer be what it is, I want you to take that energy and jam it right back into your shoulder. And feel the change.
I'm just envisioning giving it infinite love, infinite love, infinite love.
How's the shoulder feel?
The arm is feeling a little better, but this still doesn't want to make a right angle. Yeah. Yet. But
Yeah.
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 But I'm going to
Okay.
keep giving it infinite love and seeing it open up and open up and open up so I can climb and create new heights again.
So now, if you were to just take your mind and put your mind to the side,
Yes.
okay, and not use your mind and just use your physical intelligence and just use your brain. Okay?
Yes.
Without using your mind and just using your physical intelligence.
Okay.
How far would your
You'll
arm
go to the
how far
side.
would your arm go up?
Yeah. I like the way you do that. You do that really good. I want to be cool like you.
Ellen, I have to say something to you.
Please.
So this is about your transformation, but there's other people
Mhm.
that through what, if you allow yourself to go through this,
Right.
you're going to help other people.
No, I hear that intensely because what I'm feeling is what I'm feeling is what everybody else is feeling. They're feeling stuck in whatever place they're stuck in. So even though I have my stuff, their stuff is just as amazing and fabulous and wonderful. And so if there is any limited thinking out there that through where I am, that they are also reaching different heights, going past where they thought they couldn't go, and allowing them to, what's that word? To tap into a stronger sense of self, a stronger sense of knowing, a stronger sense of limitlessness. And that's where, why I'm allowing myself to be completely embarrassed.
Well, embarrassed.
You're allowing yourself to be vulnerable,
Yes.
but I'm going to say to allow it to go a little bit deeper. Allow yourself to go a little bit deeper in that vulnerability and understand that there's no judgment, that the people here, you, me, Vince, Michelle, Steve, no judgment. The people who are watching, no judgment. You know, there is no judgment. And as you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you allow yourself to be the healer that you are in a different way.
Yes.
So,
You'll
this is
become
huge.
much more powerful. You become much more, um, what's the word I want? Much more.
Expansive.
You become a clearer channel. You
Clearer
become
channel, more helpful when your vulnerabilities are apparent. Okay, you put everyone else at ease, and the moment that happens, then their transformations become even bigger and better.
Okay, nothing. I just wanted to move it.
No, that's what I wanted to do too, Vincent. I just wanted to move it too. And then we all find our way to move out of anything that feels of discomfort, of dis-ease, and see it all becoming easier and clearer. And Steve is only a Facebook message away. How do we get a hold of you, Steve?
Facebook is a good way. Messenger is a good way, or Stephen AllBright at gmail.com. That'll work sometimes when I look at email.
I always say I'd rather do a house clearing than do email. All righty. So do you have an Instagram or any other social media thing besides Facebook?
Yeah, there's an Instagram that's under the same name, and a YouTube channel that's under the same name, and you know.
And have you put any processes or anything on Instagram that people can connect with? What did you put up there? YouTube, I mean.
Any what now on YouTube?
Any processes or anything that that you're
Oh
passionate
yeah, there's lots of videos up there from the free calls, from people that got worked on, from people that got immediate change, all kinds of stuff. There's one up there of Vince when he got rid of type 2 diabetes in about 20 minutes. Yeah, it just goes back and back. People that have gotten rid of pains, people that have gotten rid of neurological limes, cancer, all kinds of stuff, tumors, you name it.
Yeah, fabulous.
People that have gotten their wish and what they wanted and built a business. And yeah, it's just, when you get rid of blocks, it's just that quick. When you get rid of blocks, you get 22 days of transformation, almost that quick. Right, Carla?
That's right.
And now go on to the next. But thank you guys. This has been absolutely incredible and a lot of fun. Your arm is going to continue and keep getting better, because I can already tell by your smile that the pain is completely gone. So it's just a matter of the actual arm moving the way it used to again, which will follow shortly. Okay.
Thank you immensely.
I'm going to duck out and avoid the guy who's coming with the weed whacker.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for helping me with all of my work. Thank you for everything.
Always welcome, anytime.
Really an amazing teacher on so many levels.
I
And
thank you.
healer. So thank
I
you.
love compliments. Keep going. Keep going.
I can. But you're going to duck out. So you're going to stay or you're going to duck out?
I'm not going to tell.
He's just gonna mute himself and
No, when he's not there.
Yeah. No ducking out. But, you know, Steve is an amazing friend. He's an amazing teacher. Steve really helped with, I knew nothing about social media at all. And Steve was on the phone with me for hours and hours to understand social media, to lay the foundations to be able to do what we did. And he's also, when I was going through challenges, you know, we had challenges, Steve was, you know, he helped walk me through that to remove those blocks and to keep that focus. And there's been such a dynamic team of people involved, like Iman, another person who helped with all of the back end tech stuff. Noreen, there's been such a tremendous party of people who helped us in allowing this to come forward. And so I need to say thank you to everybody. Everybody played an intricate role. Ellen, where did you go? What happened to your face? You're not even there. She left me. And even you, Uncle Vinny. For those that don't know, this is my uncle over here. Also been a tremendous key player in helping to stay focused and clear and saying, you know what, this is where you need to go. And you and Ellen got this, like, just do it, just keep going. And a couple of things that I really want everyone to know is that our lives after this are never going to be the same. We embarked on a journey collectively and together that has changed the course of our lives and the course of our family's life. Because we allowed ourselves to become vulnerable, because we allowed ourselves to heal, because we allowed ourselves to move through blocks, and because we allowed ourselves to be opened to all the magic of God. You know, God said, you know, all that I know you too shall know, and you shall perform greater miracles than thee. And we all set ourselves on a course to perform those miracles and to be the miracle for the greater good of humanity. And so it's just so important. And also to know that this community is still here. It will always be here. So reach out if you need someone, or, you know, me, Ellen, Steve, Vince, Kelly, Lynn, Noreen, Susan, if you need any of us, you know, Rob, Norbert, the Rabbi Goldberg, if you need any of us, reach out, because we are here to help you continue on this journey. So it's so important that you all reach out. You're not alone. We're here. We're family. And we're making this transition and transcendence, and we're going to new levels and going to different places. So, and we're here together. The water rises all boats, you know, and spirit and the breath of life rises us all. So I love everybody, and I thank everybody, because we all, if we look and we allow ourselves to look, we all mirrored aspects of each other. We all represented aspects of each other, and we all received what we needed from each other. So together we rise, together we grow, together we transcend, together we move forward. And Ellen is doing quite well with that arm. I've been watching you since you picked up your granddaughter.
Yeah.
I've been watching. I love that little red hair. Hi.
Hey, Maddie. Say hi, Maddie.
So, everybody, thank you so much. And for your love, for your support. It's been incredible. And I don't really know how to really express that, but it's been really incredible the whole way through. And I know that there's people who have experienced a lot of loss, and reach out to us, because we're here. No matter what you're going through, this is your family, and each and every one of us are here for you. And that's something that I always want everyone to remember that's on this call, that's been here, that comes into the group. And even if you just, like yesterday, there was 69 people who said that they wanted to be a part of the group. So we allowed, I said, yes, come on in. Go back and watch those videos. Watch them, embrace them, reach out, any questions. We all have you, and we're here. So you will gain massive, massive insight, clarity. There's just so much. The golden nuggets are just amazing. Right, Ellen? Right, Steve? Right, Vince? Right, Michelle?
You got it.
You are infinitely on point. And as a closing prayer, to thank God, thank the universe, thank all the brilliant lights out there. May your light always shine bright. May you shine your light and spread it around the world, and know that you make the most immense difference. And stay in touch. We love you. And until next time.
Yes. Michelle, how are you? You have a very different glow in your face.
Yeah, definitely a lot better. Been following, made some wonderful connections through here, reached out, and discussing even with my friends. And I really feel like I found my soul family right now.
Wow.
So, you guys, you're stuck with me. So
We love it. We love it.
yeah. And Ellen,
Yes, baby.
seriously, just how we met, and then how you heard me at literally my most vulnerable, and without any judgment and anything. And you have that here too.
If you can just share real quick, because you came in on the first day, and actually you came in, I'm trying to think, I think maybe even before this whole thing started, that you had a very special somebody in your life that I had met briefly with you. I've seen him briefly with you at a concert.
Yes.
Left it at a concert, and you didn't know who I was, but yet you, I guess through the grapevine, someone had said that I was an intuitive in some way.
Yes. It was just weird how everything went. We met at the concert, and a few months later I was showing pictures, and she was like, "Oh, that's Ellen. She's an intuitive." I was like, "Oh, she is?" Like, oh, okay. And then when my fiance passed, I just had this in me to reach out to you, and I did.
And he just wanted to see you happy, and he came through beautifully, clearly, and out of love, we connected that day, and you heard from him, and you, whatchamacallit.
And there's been a few times since then that I've been able to channel him too. So
Yes.
yeah. And I'm definitely going to be working like with Kelly, when the grief is a little more out, to where I can really communicate him whenever. And then like Lynn, like she basically said my story. I was so excited. As soon as she got off, I was Facebooking like, oh my gosh, and we connected too. So, and Sarah also, I've been going, with her Fridays and her healing. She's helped great also. And just listening to everybody, like, Vince, everybody. Yesterday too, like said a lot to me as well.
Rob, yeah. It was wild. He was a student, and now I feel like I'm his student. And that's what it's all about, that we're all here to support each other on this incredible journey called life.
So, yep, and it is. It definitely is now. So,
I can't wait to see more, but I just, you're from the first time we met here inside the group till today, you have a peace in your face and a glow in you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I recognize that in you, and it's beautiful.
yeah, it's definitely coming out and coming future. And
Keep shining.
yeah, when it's over, I definitely am going to need a haircut. So I'm calling you guys. So
Ellen will cut one side, I'll cut the other.
exactly.
And we'll cleanse and clear all the emotional cords, and you will leave feeling lighter and freer than ever.
Yeah.
But Carla is incredibly gifted in beauty, inside and out.
So it's gonna be fun when this is all over. We're all together in person.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Please,
yeah.
everybody, keep us in tune to your journey, your progress, to hear your happiness, and to hear about more joy that is now happening each and every moment. 'Cause that's-
Absolutely. I think share inside the group. Don't be afraid. Everybody, this goes for all of us, to share inside the group so we can learn from each other and we can continue to grow.
Which was the idea of
And we can let our light shine.
The time was 144, so that's the essence of 144 light workers. That there's an infinite flow of beautiful light and energy that is here to shine your path for you to keep that infinite connection going. So much love, and stay tuned to what's yet to come.
Yes.
Ciao.
Love everybody. Thank you. Peace, love, and joy to everybody and beyond. Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay. I'm still here. I stopped the Facebook. I didn't stop this here.
All right. Again, thank you guys, and Steve, I'll probably be reaching out to you too. So
It's all right.
I was writing down a bunch of stuff from what everybody was saying today too.
Aw,
That's awesome.
it's so beautiful.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody have a wonderful day. Have fun with the little one. And Carla, have a beautiful day, everybody.
Thank you.
Also,
You too.
let's see. Bye.
Stay strong.
Oh, good. Yay!
All right. Thank you, Steve. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for everything. Wow, now she's picking up baby with two hands.
Yeah. And the bad hand. And
Nothing like having a little help from your friends.
there you go.
Wow, look at those cheeks. Just want to eat them up. Ooh, I love your cheeks.
Thank you.
Those cookies, can I have a cookie?
It's actually a prune baby.
It looks like an Oreo from here.
She eats them like they're candy. She adores it.
Okay. Even better.
They are.
That's awesome.
Even better.
Mm.
I even have one of those growing. I planted a prune and it's growing.
No way. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Like a whole prune? You just planted a prune and it's growing?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never grown one, but this thing came out of the dirt the other day and it's like cool. And I'm like, all right, now what happens? So I got all kinds of things that are growing from stuff I planted from every vegetable that came into this house. So
I love that.
it's interesting. If only I could remember what they all were when I planted them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations, guys. You did great.
We made
22 days. You made it.
Paula, we made it through it.
We did. Fighting like sisters. We did. And
yeah.
It's awesome to see everybody's progress and to know,
Yeah.
that lives were touched for sure.
Yeah.
And will always be touched. I mean, there's so much beauty in everything that's been recorded that's out there, online. You know,
Thousands and thousands of people that you've touched.
we all touch them.
Yep.
It's an amazing thing. So congratulations.
We have all touched them.
Holy Spirit. Thank you, God.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think that the best thing was when we got to a point where we were so overtired that we let go of everything, all judgment, all concerns, all everything. And it's like, all right, I know I'll catch it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it was like goodbye. Like bye.
It's all good.
True, true.
Got out of our heads and we just trusted, right, Maddie?
All right, I'm going to jump off. You guys can continue.
All right, Steve. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Talk to you later.
Yes, I'll talk to you in a little. Very nice.
Very, very, very nice.
Um,
I'm wondering if we could create a beautiful platform. What are you doing for classes? You know, so for 22 Days of Transformation now offers Steve's program online. Catch it and sign up here, or Colors program, or my program, or whoever else we want to put on there.
right.
If you want.
Yeah. I'm down for whatever. But I think still the most important thing right now that I really want to do, and I really think we should do, is, you know, don't forget the energy's still going for the next 11 days,
I believe that.
you know, and so I think for us, it's pivotal. It's like an important, you know, it's very important that we stay connected, focused, you know, and even I feel like maybe journaling,
Oh, I like that.
you know,
Yeah, I like that a lot.
and I think, you know, maybe tonight, if you want,
Yeah.
maybe we should get online on the Facebook group live, you and I,
Okay.
and just talk and, you know, maybe let people know some other thing like journaling, like we're talking about journaling.
Yes, I love that.
You know? And I think that, you know, I think everyone should maybe start to journal, you know, for the next 11 days, the next 10, well, feel
7 days would be what? So it's the 13th. So it's
well, from the time that Lynn came on, so from now until the 21st,
okay. Okay.
from now until the 21st, to journal,
Mm,
journal the things that are going to start to really come through.
right.
Because I really believe a lot of stuff is going to start coming through for people that they need to capture,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I also believe that for you, Ellen.
What's that?
A lot of things are going to shift,
Yeah.
you know, and I know that it was hard for you. I have to commend this because I know it was hard for you to even allow yourself to go into that place this much with Steve. It was hard, you know, and you did it, you know, and that's huge. It's gigantic, you know, to allow yourself to be vulnerable in that place,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
don't let anybody know that if I'm in pain. You know,
Huh?
if I'm in pain. Normally it's like, you know, I'll do whatever I can do, and just that's the way it is at work. If you're in catering,
Yeah.
it's always about everybody else. So you're
Right.
not allowed to feel, you know, because you're only here to be of service. You
Right.
know?
It's like hairdressing,
Yeah.
you
yeah,
know, hairdressing is the exact same way. Like if you go to work and, you know, the moon is coming down, you walk through those doors. Doesn't matter if that moon landed and cracked you in the ass. It doesn't matter. It's, hey, how are you? I'm here to serve. And you don't need to know that, you know, the moon just cracked me in the ass.
Yeah.
So yes, I totally understand and get it.
Are you open to do brides now?
Am I open to do brides?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never not been open to do brides. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I was getting some phone calls of different things and people wanting to do trials and stuff, and they might want to do things soon. So, yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from Anthony if they chose us, and if they did, the wedding would be in July, so they'd want to do the trial soon. So there was one young lady, and the big thing is just those loose curls and a little bit back, you know.
Uh-huh.
And not so much the heavy hitter updos anymore. More of angelic way of looking.
So yeah, I mean, I'm always up for it, but you know, just the only thing is, if you want to sub me out, you can sub me out. But like, I just, I don't really like my prices to be dictated